Hello everybody, and finally, I promised this would be released last Thursday and it didn't happen. This video should have come out a long time ago, but I've had so many problems with this video file in editing, I nearly gave up on it, but I kept going, knew if I just worked at it long enough, it would work, and it did! I mean, I don't know, I couldn't even count the hours I spent trying to get this thing to work so I could properly edit it. There's a quick look at recruiting if you want to go back, but it's nothing too huge. And we're playing Baylor. They're coming off a 49-17 win against UTSA. And we're playing Baylor in Dallas, Cowboys Stadium. So definitely a lot closer to Baylor. They're in Waco, Texas. They didn't have to travel as far as Old Dominion did, but nonetheless, still a neutral site game in the Cowboys Classic. On Sundays, it's home to the Cowboys, but today, it's home to Old Dominion and Baylor. And Baylor is under a new head coach in this 2017 season. Art Briles struggled, got fired. Let's look at the records that Baylor posted. 2013 5-7, 2014 6-7, 2015 7-6, and 2016 last season 2-10. That's what got Art Briles fired. And on the first play from scrimmage, Walker is gone. Baylor is gonna strike 8 seconds into the game, 75 yards, and just like that, making the Old Dominion defense feel terrible. And Rob Thompson here misses a tackle. He should have had a better angle there because he would have at least made contact and slowed the receiver down, if nothing else. But yeah, new head coach for Baylor, Brent Venables, formerly of Clemson, I believe. If I got that right, either Oklahoma or Clemson. I'm getting my coaches mixed up now, but nonetheless, Chris Johnson stuffed on that option play, and the linebackers on this team for ODU, good linebacking core, but they'll have a dual threat quarterback in Chris Johnson to deal with today. Johnson trying to escape, and it's Chad Robinson bringing him down, and that's going to end the drive. But ODU, no success on the next drive, so Baylor goes right back at it around midfield here. In pursuit is Rashad Coward, sacks Chris Johnson. And so far, the legs of Johnson are not fooling the ODU defense. Plenty of experience with dual threats, quarterbacks, and guys who can run all over the field. No problem at all. Long field goal here. This one, 57 yards. Not even close, and it's going to be returned by freshman Antoine Hopkins. Hopkins makes a big spin move, shakes off a tackle, and he's got a room. He can make something happen. Miracles do happen. And he gets down to about the 35. What a change in field position. David Dixon, 5 yards on the carry. And Dixon, of course, among a number of early season Heisman candidates. But look at that pitch. That was a terrible decision to pitch the ball on the option there. Fumble recovered and taken to the house. Not how the Monarchs wanted to start, especially after that big return by Hopkins, that great field position. Would have at least gotten a field goal out of that, if nothing else. But no, the turnover negates any hope of scoring. Dixon, handoff, and is going to make up for some of the negative things that have happened so far in this game with the 15-yard carry. Got to get in the end zone, though. McCarley has plenty of time, but coverage is excellent. This is something that Baylor has a lot of right now. They've got very good defensive backs. Yeah, they've been struggling in this dynasty, compared to real life. If you look at real life, Baylor is very good. They're on the brink of possibly contending for a national championship. And look how close they were this year. I think they could seriously even win a national championship within the next couple of years. They're building a great program, and unfortunately, that hasn't translated into NCAA 14's Dynasty mode for me anyway. Look at that dangerous pass. Sometimes you get tunnel vision trying to find Todd Jackson there, but no cigar. 14-3 is the score here as we start the second quarter. Another sack. This time it's Chris Cleveland out of his linebacker position, 3rd and 13 now. Chris Johnson looking. Sacked again! John Jordan this time. The defensive tackles absolutely exploded through Baylor's offensive line here. As you can see, Jordan and Coward getting in on the action, but Jordan gets the credit for the sack. And ODU has great field position. Option for McCarley. Look at the moves McCarley's putting on. Gets inside the 10-yard line after 21. And the boys in white are moving now. 1st and goal. McCarley can't find it there, but Lawrence Reese in the end zone. There's a flag, and it looks like Reese pushed off, and he did. Offensive pass interference. For some reason, it says it's against David Flores, but I think if you watch the footage again, Reese clearly pushed off the defender there to get an advantage to the ball. So, 3rd and goal now. Shotgun for McCarley. 3 to the wide to the right. And McCarley does what you should never do. Quarterbacking 101. Throw it across the field, across your body like that? That's going to get picked off every time. Fortunately, Baylor cannot take advantage, so it's still 14-3 here. And look at Lawrence Reese. Has nice room over the middle. If only he had a little more speed, he would have been able to break something more, but nonetheless, 18 yards will take it. 3rd and 7 now. McCarley handoff to Dixon. Has a blocker to follow and a big run for Dixon. 17, but he's been all or nothing today. He's had a couple of runs that have been stopped for no gain and even a little bit of a loss, or he can hit those 15, 17 yarders and bust the defense wide open. But nonetheless, it's 3rd and 4 now as we're coming near the end of the first half. Dixon's stuffed, and that's what I'm talking about. He's all or nothing today, and that was a poor decision to kind of cut back there. There's no hope for that. So ODU settles for a field goal. It's an 8-point game now. Under 20 seconds now. Look at Johnson shaking off tackles, and after getting sacked multiple times in this half, he breaks off some tackles and gets some positive yards. 15 seconds now as they're in Old Dominion territory. Baylor going with an empty backfield. Johnson plenty of time to throw, and he's got Webb. This will put them in field goal range now and a chance to extend their lead before halftime. 10 seconds left. Baylor will have time for at least one shot at the end zone here. Johnson's going to take off, and he's sacked. A violent sack. Oh my. 2nd sack for Rashad Coward. So they're going to settle for the field goal here, and they're going to punch it through. My cat's meowing. I hope you can't hear that. 17-6 as we go into halftime. Old Dominion struggled in this half, and Baylor has played some excellent defense. Defense did score one of their touchdowns. And of course, that first play from scrimmage, I mean, that was a huge difference maker to set the tone of the game. So right now, it's all Baylor's game, but anything can happen. 17-6, no guarantees, but so far, if you're a Baylor fan, you got to be feeling good about this one so far. Highlights from the first half. Lots of sacks. Baylor's offensive line, perhaps one of their weaker points. They've been getting decimated by a very experienced linebacking group and defensive line. That front seven for ODU can be pretty vicious. Not gonna lie. But Baylor in their all-black uniforms. Old Dominion in the all-whites. Josh Silva comes in at quarterback just to mix things up. And look at Dixon. Hard running, drives the legs constantly, doesn't stop. Gets 6 there. Now it's 3rd down and 4. Manageable situation. Silva doing what he does best, just escaping a tough situation. And that's what he comes in for the most part. Bring him in there to use his legs to burden the defense with that speed he has. McCarley back in on 1st down now around midfield. Plenty of time, but look at this terrible throw, terrible decision. And it's just been bad thing after bad thing for Old Dominion. 3 turnovers so far. 1 was taken back for a touchdown. And this one's going to lead to a touchdown. Will Bush punches it in from 8 yards out. And it's getting a little more ugly here. We just started the second half, and it's really gotten a lot more ugly. 24-6 is the Baylor lead. Josh Silva back in the game. They're going to run a little option, doing what he does best. We were just talking about this. He's gone. Nobody's going to touch him. That's the advantage to having Silva at quarterback. The disadvantage, of course, is you risk having him throw the ball, and that's always a lottery. You know, you never know what you're going to get with a Josh Silva pass. It could be the most perfect thing in the world, or it could be the worst pass in history. Joseph makes the catch, 12 yards. Moving the ball. Baylor likes the no huddle. They mix it up with going back to the huddle, no huddle. Look at this play. Jack Tocho doing what he does best. He's actually probably better stopping the run out of his nickelback position than he is defending the pass, and a little bit of luck on Old Dominion's side there as the receiver just drops the ball. And Baylor punts it away, stops ODU, and we're back now. Baylor possession. Fakes the handoff. Johnson going to go right. Has great blocking. In pursuit is Rashawn Doherty. Brought down by Justin Waddle after a 20-yard gain. And I tell you what, Johnson's a tough cookie. A good-sized quarterback. You like to have those big quarterbacks who are hard to bring down. 12 yards on that carry. And on this drive, he's just tearing this defense apart. You'd think they'd have the formula figured out, but you're just not seeing it. Look at this play, though. Antoine Joseph goes nowhere, smothered by about 3 Monarch defenders. So it's 3rd and 9. Passing play for Chris Johnson. He's got a man wide open, and coverage was busted on that play. Rob Thompson was playing a short zone for some reason, and the safety Marcus Massey wasn't covering his deep assignment in the right spot. He was playing it more in the middle of the end zone, missed the left side of the end zone, wide open. So maybe some miscommunication, maybe some bad play calling. Todd Jackson just got his first catch of the day, and it's the 3rd quarter here, nearing the end of the 3rd quarter. Play action for McCarley, almost throws another interception. This has been tough to watch. 4th and 4, gonna go for it, down by 18. Gotta make some noise here. A little option keeper for McCarley. Good play call. Baylor has had a bit of a tough time stopping that option so far, but we'll see what they can do going forward. Scott Sullivan gets 5 and a first down. And Kitty, would you stop making that noise? You're messing up my video. 1st and 10 now. Positive territory for ODU. Lawrence Reese has it, breaks off a tackle down at the 1. Reese has had a fantastic game, making some big plays. Start of the 4th quarter now. Handoff to Dixon. Touchdown. And if you thought this one was over, there's still hope. And there's an entire quarter left. 3 timeouts. If ODU can get a couple stops here and there, get the offense going, things can happen. Chad Robinson on the sack. Just what they needed. 3rd and 12 upcoming. Chad Robinson's been huge, just like we thought he should be. He's been fantastic off that defensive end spot. Matt Williams with the interception. Just what the doctor ordered. It could not have come at a better time. I'm so excited. I can't even say words. I can't say words. Guys, I can't say words. At the 25-yard line, with 7 minutes to go now, McCarley just forced to run. Nobody's open. The coverage is fantastic, and Reese finally gets some space to get 9. Scott Sullivan would get 1 yard in the first down, so now we're looking at 1st and 10 for ODU. McCarley gonna pass. Ellison down inside the end zone, and it's a 12-yard touchdown pass to Ellison. And my goodness, this has just turned around. 31-27 is the score, and there's plenty of time in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time for Baylor to regain the big lead that they had, but also plenty of time for ODU to make a difference. That interception was huge. 2nd and 7. Johnson looking to throw. Now he's got Jones, but there's a flag on the play. Flag is holding against the offense. That negates the play, and that'll set them back 10 yards. My goodness. 3rd and 10. Johnson looking to throw again here. Can't find anybody open. He's going to go long all the way. Rob Thompson breaks it up. He's had a couple bad plays. Rob's been burned a few times, and that was a great comeback play for him. Play action for McCarley on the next drive for ODU. He's got Lawrence Reese down the sideline. Gets into Baylor territory at about the 44-yard line. Looking good. Draw play. And right after the play action, they go to the draw. Dixon gets the first down a little bit more. ODU riding a lot of momentum now. All the fans in blue there, as you can see them in the background, making some noise, willing their team to victory. Lawrence Reese again, he's been huge. Nearly 100 yards receiving. Under centers McCarley on second down. Handoff to freshman Paris Bennett. Thought I'd showcase this a little bit. Only 2 yards, but the freshman getting a piece of the action here today. Josh Silva split on the right side there. McCarley looking to throw. Going to roll out of the pocket. Looking to see. He's got lots of space to run. Diving for the touchdown. Oh my god, I can't talk. Diving. This comeback has been completed. 34-31. The Monarchs have come back from being 18 down. And Will Bush here lands on the defender and was never ruled down, so he kept going. Good effort by the running back and good job to get the first down. Yeah, this game's not over. 34-31 is a score and an opportunity to even take the lead if Baylor scores a touchdown. But Chad Robinson ties the record for most sacks in the game, which is 3. 2nd and 14 now. Johnson has work to do. Runs for his life. And he gets 13. Going to be a yard short on third down. This is a big third down, everybody. No huddle for Baylor. Trying to catch the defense off guard. And look, who is it? Jack Chocho! Yet again coming in run support. His second tackle for a loss of the day. And that one possibly his biggest contribution yet. This is going to be a 50-yard field goal for Baylor. It'll be a career long for their kicker, and it's going to come up short. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. With 1 minute and 20 seconds, all Old Dominion has to do is get 1 first down, because Baylor does still have 3 timeouts. So it's not over yet. McCarley fakes it on the option, breaks off a tackle, and he's going to get stopped after an 8-yard gain. Almost got the first down right away. 2nd and 2 now. Baylor has a lot of work to do here, and that's going to crush the spirit of the Baylor Bears because that's going to be the end of the game. Old Dominion would run the rest of the clock out. And the comeback, after being down by 18 points, completed 34-31, and the Monarchs improved to 2-1. Meanwhile, Baylor has suffered their first loss in this early college football season. Whew. Dixon comes up 3 yards short of 100. Didn't realize that McCarley carried the ball that many times. I was thinking maybe around 5, but I guess I was wrong. But yeah, Silva had the big 51-yard run there, so 3 touchdowns on the ground. Reese had almost 100 yards receiving. It was a great game, and I tell you what, this video would have come out about 3 weeks ago if I didn't have such stupid problems editing. So, I'm sorry. I didn't plan on any of this happening. Hopefully it shouldn't happen with anything else. I mean, I've tested basically all the other footage that I've recorded, and I haven't run into any problems, so I'm guessing there was just something wrong with the particular file of this game that was giving me so many problems. I don't know. But hopefully we never run into that problem again, because, you know, that'd be stupid. Chris Johnson was sacked 7 times. That's a lot. They have some offensive line issues, I think, there at Baylor. Got to get those worked out because, you know, don't want to go up against the Oklahomas of the world or whoever's the best in the Big 12 now. Don't want to go up against anybody with a really good defensive line. I mean, we've got a pretty solid defensive line, don't you guys think? But there's definitely better ones out there. Rough start to the game for our Monarchs, guys. That was a tough one, and we're going to have to play a lot better than this against the big-time ACC teams when we get to them, and we actually have a big game coming up in the next video. So, whew, my goodness. Feels good to actually be able to do the commentary for this video after the editing hell I went through. So I hope you guys do enjoy this, because, my goodness, this gave me a heck of a time editing and all the crap I went through. So good to actually get this up. But we'll be looking at our next opponent, and that's going to be Florida State, our second game of all time in the ACC. And look, it's going to be at Florida State, and somehow I don't know why Kirk, you see him there, he's picked us. You know how much pressure that puts on us? I don't like that much pressure, but I'll see you guys all then.